What do you make of this pressure from Starboard? Are Yahoo and AOL better off together?
I don't think that they're better off together. I would kind of give the analogy that they're two fading giants, and I don't know if putting them together makes a lot of sense. I would say that score yet another win for shareholder activists here, whether you look back at what's happened with Apple and their dividends or what's happened today with eBay and PayPal. I think that they seem to be getting a better momentum, some of these shareholder activists, at making things happen. So if you had asked me last week the probability that it happens, I would have said that it was lower than I think it is today. But that said, I don't think it's the right thing for Yahoo.
What about SoftBank buying Yahoo?
That makes a lot of sense. I think that there's some important tax implications if they do go that route in terms of some of the Alibaba shares. The last tranche of Alibaba stock that Yahoo sold was at almost a 40% tax rate, and that could dramatically lower that. So I think some combination around that does make sense. But I think the former AOL and Yahoo, well, their synergies doesn't solve the fundamental question that investors have with Yahoo, which is where does Yahoo fit in the Internet over the next decade?
Either way, the pressure on Marissa Mayer hasn't seemed to have stopped at all. We've seen now eBay caving to that same kind of pressure. Can Yahoo stand up to this?
I don't know. I think that they probably have, Marissa probably has another couple quarters to show some sort of life in their core business. Obviously, that the big focus has been around Alibaba, but she's going to have to be held to a higher standard around that. So I think if something doesn't happen in terms of some improvement in the underlying growth, the shareholder activism is just going to get louder, and that could cause some sort of change 6, 12 months down the road.
They just made a lot of money on their Alibaba shares. What could they do with that? Can they use that to help the situation?
They definitely could. They said that they're going to give more than half of it back to investors. And so if you look at kind of acquisitions in the low single $1 billion, which may seem like a lot of money, but in today's terms, acquisition doesn't give them a lot. We think that the best strategy is to take something along the range of content. And they have a good sales force, a high-end sales force. If they're able to get some sort of next-generation content, whether it's around gaming or on-demand, something along that they could leverage their existing sales force, we think that that would be a benefit.
What about Tumblr? How well do you think they've leveraged Tumblr since they've bought it? Has it become a real core part of the business?
It's a little bit early to tell. They think that there's a big opportunity there. I would say that their success on a scale 1 to 10 has probably been a 6, but it's still a little bit too early to tell. And so that would be an example of something where they would say that, you know, give us a little bit of time and give us 6 more months to see if we can make something a little bit more happen. But that's a good example of them having some unique content and trying to find different ways to monetize it. We just haven't seen the monetization yet.